So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Urban Digs, and Urban Digs is one of our analytics programs. It's a website, urbandigs.com. You guys all get a free 2-week trial of the full suite of Urban Digs. And after you're done with that, if you're finding you're using it, and again, the main reason that we're going to use this is to pull potential comps for a CMA, and to send out market statistics to our farm area, right? And that's why we wanted you guys all to upload the zip codes from Cole Realty. I sent out that video into your My Weichert system. Mine are all done from the ones I did yesterday, so it is a pretty quick turnaround. And that way you have market information that you have at your disposal. So there's a lot of features here in Urban Digs. I'm just going to talk about a couple of them. One is putting together some information on certain properties. The other one is going to be talking about how to get just general market trends and data to use. So here I am logged into urbandigs.com. Again, you guys all can get a free 2-week trial with your email. I can give you access if you are using it. And what we want to do is on the right side here, we want to click on charts. And what's automatically usually going to pull up is the Manhattan market snapshot, right? So it's going to have information on what is currently happening on the market in Manhattan. So we talk about supply, pending sales, what the active to pending ratio is, average days on market, average price per square foot, median sale price, new supply and contracts in the month, how many things have come back on the market, closed sales, median listed discount, so what they get from what the last listed price is to the price that it actually closes at, absorption rate, off market, over ask, and discount to days on market. So based on the number of days on market, what the discount you're getting is. So again, it's going to automatically default to the entire Manhattan market. But what we can do is we can really pull out whatever data we want. And one of the things that's so nice about this system is that it's very, very user friendly, right? So let's say we have, a potential buyer that we're looking with in a certain area. And again, this program works for both Manhattan and Brooklyn. And I'm just gonna, let's do Brooklyn. Let's talk about what neighborhood we're looking in. So in this case, again, I'm working with a buyer in Williamsburg. So let me just pull up Williamsburg, right? So I'm going to click on Williamsburg. And again, it's going to automatically update the data here. There's a little bit less data for Brooklyn than there is for Manhattan, but still, right? Just looking at all properties in Brooklyn, I can automatically get what the January price per square foot is, what the median sale price is, and how many sales have closed, right? So 15 sales have closed and been recorded in Williamsburg in January. And again, based on what you're looking at, you can do this for all different neighborhoods, right? Let's say we're looking in Park Slope, right? We can do the same thing. So it's a little bit less per square foot in Park Slope, right? In terms of the price per square foot. We'll also here be able to see what the difference is from the prior month. So you can see the market's a little bit down in Park Slope from last month, and it's about 8.2% down from a year ago. So again, you get some really nice market statistics in here, right? I'm going to go back to Manhattan just so you can see a little bit more.
Jason, do they break it down by co-op versus condo per square foot?
That's going to be next.
Got it.
So so let's go back. So let's do Soho where I'm sitting right now. Right, so we get this, and one of the nice things is, again, let's just say you just want a snapshot of what's happening overall in Soho, right? If you have a farm area for Soho, or again, let's say you're in Murray Hill where Ken is, right? So, oops. Let's do this. So here you go. So what can we do with this data, right? So we can export it as a PDF, and it's going to download automatically to your computer. Give it a minute, it's a little slow today. And here we go, right? So I have a market report, right? That's with my information, my branded information here, which I put into the website, and it talks about what's going on in Murray Hill, right? So what can I do with this? I can attach this to an email, or I can upload it online and put it in as a link on the My Weichert site. and send out a mass email to people who live in the neighborhood saying, hey, this is what's going on in your neighborhood, right? So again, you have all this information here. The other thing that you can do is, again, let's say you just want to talk about days on market, right? So you just want to see this. Well, if I click on here, I can expand it, right? And so what I'm looking at just Murray Hill, and let's say I just want to look at, like Ken said, condos, right? What's happening with condos? And I can hit generate chart. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a chart that tracks what's going on for the past few years, right? And I can make this lower, right? What happened this year, right? So here we go. We can see that, over the last year, we had a little bit of a rise. We had a dip around the end of the year, and we're starting to go up again, right? So the days on market is starting to increase, right? It went down when we had a little bit of a glut of, a lack of inventory, and then it went up. So again, what can we do with this, right? All of you have the ability on your computer to do a screenshot, right? And depending on if you're a Mac or PC, it's the different keys that you use. On a Mac, which is what I'm on, you hit Command Shift F4, and I can take a screenshot of this, right? And now I have a picture, which is gonna be on my desktop, on my Mac. Again, if you're on a PC, it's a few different keys, but you can just Google it and find out what it is. And I have a picture, right? I have a PDF of what's happening with days on market, right? Murray Hill days on market. It's up 50% for the year, 53.3% for the month, and 32% from last year. So we can see what's happening with it, right? So days on market is actually going up for condos in Murray Hill. And again,
what's the command on the Mac?
It's a command, the left side command, Shift F4, and that brings up this little cursor here. And then you just pick what you want to take a picture of. So if I just want to do this, I want to do this. For PC, hold on, let me see. PC, what's it called? Screen grab. So there's a print screen. There's a print screen button on a PC. Or you can press Windows key and print screen to save it. And again, control command Shift 3 is the whole screen, or control command 4, command Shift 4 for selecting a portion. And again, I usually select a portion. You can also do the whole screen and then crop it in whatever software that you use to edit photos and stuff like that. So again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to charts. Let's just play around with this a little bit more. Again, let's say we're looking in Murray Hill. And again, here, as Ken was asking, we can decide if you want condos, co-ops, or townhouses. Let's do co-ops. We can get a sense of that, right? The market pulse is 0.48 in condos. Again, there's a lot of new developments going on. So it's probably a little bit higher. Oops. 0.29. Actually, it's a little bit better. So again, we can export this. We can share it directly with a client if we want to. I like to just export it and send it to them. I think that's a little bit easier. But again, we have all this information, right? And you can even do it for 3 bedrooms, right? Let's say you have someone who's looking to sell a 3-bedroom, right? Now you can send them all this information, or let's say a 2-bedroom. You can send them all this information, and so they have a snapshot, right? And whenever I go on a listing appointment, I always take this data with me, so they understand what the average price per square foot is, what the average days on market is. Again, this is just looking at January, but we can go and we can do this for a longer range of time if we want to. So let's do 6 months, right? So we can see what's happening with the price per square foot over the last year, right? How many sold? Again, you get some really nice data here, and this is all based on closed data from Acris, which is the New York database for real estate transactions and stuff like that. So again, this is something that you can do to take data and send it to your farm area, right? And I would say the easiest way to do this is by zip code. Most neighborhoods encompass one zip, or sorry, most zip codes encompass one neighborhood. You get, maybe there's a little bit of overlap. Maybe if you're talking about Greenwich Village, there's 2 zip codes. It's okay, right? You can do one for each. You can do one for whatever property it's in. So it's a really great way to get data to use it, right? And what would you do with this, right? Put it in an email. do you know what's happening in your market, right? And send it to everyone in that Murray Hill zip code and say, hey, here are the trends going on in Manhattan. Happy to discuss how you can best take advantage of the market, right? That's a very general email that you're sending. You're giving data, and maybe you get someone who says, oh, I was actually thinking about buying something, right? Maybe you can help me with that, right? And this is all about starting to form relationships with people. Maybe you find a seller who says, oh, this is interesting. I've been thinking about selling. Let's talk more, right? And it's all about getting you in front of more people to increase your business. So the other thing that we can do, and again, this is a little more specific, but let's say you're looking at a specific building, right? You know, in New York, many of the buildings have tons of apartments, tons of things available. I'm just going to put in a building that I sold in recently, 70 Charlton Street, right? And if I put in the address, what we can do is we can get a sense of what's on the market, right? So I can see what's for sale, what's in contract, what's recently sold. And again, we get these really, really hyper drilled down information on price per square foot, bedrooms, and things like that. You know, we can use this to help us with pricing an apartment, right? So again, we can look at the information, see what's in contract, what's sold, what the rentals are, how many sales have gone through, right? If I click on the sales, this is everything at 70 Charlton. But I can then change this, right? Let's say I just want to see what's happened in Soho and I want to see actually what has sold, right? So I'm going to do Soho. I'm going to do, let's say, condos and from the last year, right? And I want to see closed data. So I'm going to hit search here. So in the last year, something happened here. Give me a second. What did I do wrong? Let's see what's active. Something's weird. What did I do wrong here? Oh, I think this. Let me see if I do this. Okay, so this was just looking at 70 Charlton Street. So let me go back. I'm gonna go back to my dashboard. I'm gonna do search properties. Okay, here we go. So let's do Soho again. I apologize. And again, let's do condos, and let's see starting a year ago and what is closed. Here we go. So there are 27 properties in Soho that closed in the last year, right? And I can get all this information, right? 43 Worcester Street sold for almost 30% down from the asking price, right? Crosby Street sold. Usually there's no minus. It either wasn't on the market or, again, some of these weren't on market. 44 days on market. This one went above the asking price. Again, you can get a sense of what was out there, right? And the nice thing about this is you can select some, right? So let's say I want to just show a couple comps. I'm just going to pick a couple of these randomly. I can hit create CMA report, right? And look, it just picked up those ones that I selected. Again. So if you're trying to show a seller, oops, I have to click on something. Hold on 1 second, sorry. I want to hit save and add more. Sorry, add the CMA report. I apologize. I can hit add the CMA report, right? And this is going to start giving me, right, of those listings, what was the average price per square foot? What was the median? What was the average price? The median price, the average monthlies, median sales, days on market, and discounted price, right? So this is a way that you can start selecting these, and you can export it as a PDF. If you want to put a target property, if you're trying to compare it to something, if you want to put the client name, it's going to put the full thing in with the photos. I'm going to hit download. And again, it's going to generate a really nice PDF with all of my information on it, showing those comparable sales, so I can share that with a client of mine. You can also email it directly through here, but again, I like to have control. I like to download it and send it as an attachment from my email address. Right, and so here we go. It has those properties, right? Property sold statistics, and it has those actual units, right? Average, median price, median price, average, monthlies, size, all that stuff, right? So this is a great way to share closed data with your clients as well, right? And you can use this to kind of help you with pricing out something, right? Again, we always want to try to do the PTA if we can. This is a way that you can find some stats for the PTA, pull the listings, show them to the client and stuff like that, and put it together. But if you need to do just a quick assessment, this is an even faster way than doing the PTA, because it really gives us a good snapshot of what's going on with the market and what's going on with closed data. And again, you can do the same thing with things on market. If you're trying to show someone things in contract, what is going on in the neighborhood that they're looking in, right? And again, what you can do is, 222 East, I think it's, Lynn, what's the address? This one, is this correct?
No, it's 227 East 57.
Okay, East 57. So what we can do is, again, we can go on here. We can see the active listings, the in contract, active rentals, in contract, stuff like that. We can see what has sold, right? And we can look by 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, right? In the last 2 years, in the last year, in the last 6 months, all sales.
Can you just review how you got to this page?
Sure. So you can do it a couple ways. So again, from the home page,
Right.
if you just go to search building and type in an address, you can pull up the building itself. Right?
Okay.
And then if I scroll down, it's going to give me more information on the building and stuff like that. What's actually active on the market, what's for rent, and again, what has sold over the last 2 years, over the last year, over the last 6 months, or even all sales, right? So you can historically look at what's happened with all 1 bedrooms in this building, right? The median sale price was $550, median price per square foot $772. If we look at what's happened in the last 2 years, we actually had 2 sales and the median was $539. So the median price is a little bit down. Things are going for about 12% under the asking price for the 1 bedrooms. You can see similar buildings, right? So what else is in the neighborhood? And again, in this case, it's going to be a full service co-op building, right? So that's another way. We always want to start by looking at the building first, and then things on the block or things within a block or two, and then the neighborhood. And again, 90% of the time, due to the number of transactions that happen in New York, that's really all you have to go, right? If you're looking at pricing a property in Soho, you probably don't need to look in Tribeca, right? Because there's probably enough sold. Maybe you do. If you're looking in the West Village, maybe you look at Greenwich Village. If you're looking in Chelsea, there's probably more than enough. Most neighborhoods have enough recorded sales that we don't have to go outside, either the building or the neighborhood. And again, one of the most important things is make sure that you're comparing apples to apples, right? Co-ops to co-ops, condos to condos. Maybe it's a very flexible co-op and you can include it, but for the most part, you're going to be looking at the same things. Again, there's a lot in here. You can basically, I can just select all the 1 bedrooms. I want to export it, and it will create a little PDF for me. Again, you can just take a screenshot. You can kind of take this data and do tons and tons and tons of things with it. And the nicest thing about this is it's branded for you, right? So here you go. It will tell you when it sold, what the unit was, what the sale price was, how many days on market. Again, this one looks like it was off market, 3B. But again, it's branded to you. Source was urbandigs.com, so they can click on it if they want to get more information. But the nice thing is it's always going to kind of put our logo on the top. It's going to have all your branded information here. And again, send this to a client. You can send this as part of a market report. You can get this out to people. It's a great way to show your expertise in a certain neighborhood, in a certain area, and really how to start talking to people more about the market and what's going on. Again, here, there's a couple other things. There's a forum. You can kind of click here, and there's people who will chat about stuff. There's discussion boards and stuff like that. Feel free to start commenting. You can get really other people's opinions. Also, they have a blog. It hasn't been updated in too long, but they do have some information here with some of their ideas. Again, has been updated since March. And Talking Manhattan, that's their podcast. It's really great. You can listen to it. They have guest speakers that come. They do, every other week or so they have stuff. They talk about what's going on with the market, how to talk about certain things, just getting a sense from experts in the field and stuff like that of what's going on. John here and Noah are the ones who power our market report, right? So that Manhattan market report that I sent out, everything is powered by Urban Digs. They run all the numbers for us, and they're the ones who create that. So it's a great way to reach out to clients. Again, whatever farm area you have, if it's in Manhattan, send them the market report every quarter when we have it, right? Send them an update on their neighborhood once a month, right? Those are 2 touch points that you have very easily and super easy to put together an email. And then kind of pepper in other information about the neighborhood, new buildings going up, what you're seeing, great deals, value, things like that. And again, this is all about creating a farm area with information, right? We have to be giving our consumer something. And this is a great way to start that initial relationship with people. Again, if you haven't signed up for it yet, please sign up for an Urban Digs account. It's great. There's more than enough data in here. Again, it's comprehensive for Manhattan. It has a lot of Brooklyn. They're working on getting the outer boroughs. It'll be probably another year or so until everything's in here because they have to clean up a lot of data from the city. But it's a really great tool. And again, Weichert pays for this for everyone. It's fairly expensive. So definitely use it because you can really use it to get more business. And again, the biggest thing, like with everything else, is you just have to start doing it, right? Pick a farm area, put your contacts in from Cole into the system. It takes about a day to get in there. And once that's done, start sending, your mass emails to your target marketing area. And again, the video I sent out yesterday really goes through step-by-step how to do that. Review the video again. If you have any questions, Annabelle can help you, and I'm also available as well. So I think that's it for me. What kinds of questions do you guys have? I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you, guys.